I just watched Longlegs and Maxxxine, and so can you. Are they any good? Did they have anything to say? What are we still doing here? It's mediocre horror thriller movie time. Ugh. Longlegs is the latest psychological thriller, unsettling kind of horror movie with a desaturated color palette and slow zooms. Yeah, they really like slow zooms. You have possessed dolls, possessed mothers, possessed coworkers, and Nicolas Cage looking like an idiot. The soundtrack is actually very good. It is uncomfortable. It fits with the story and genuinely adds to it. The static camera shots in the film are also very effective. A lot of times there is a large part of the frame that's left empty, showing the background or some kind of doorway, and you're constantly watching that negative space, wondering if something is going to move or pop out of there. It reminds me of the ending of Halloween, where we're looking for Michael and we have no idea where he is. So the camera just jumps around the house and he's not there and he's not in there either. Michael could be anywhere. Longlegs uses that same kind of empty void technique really well. So the premise is a Silence of the Lambs investigation. You have a young FBI agent looking for a serial killer, but with actual magic and black smoke, maybe the devil, but who knows. The FBI lady also has some kind of psychic powers. At the beginning of the movie, she's looking for a different killer, and she just says, "Oh, he's in that house. I know he's in there because I'm kind of psychic. I might actually be a psychic." But that doesn't get used or brought up again in the second half of the movie, so I have no idea what was going on there. She can also easily solve complex clues and riddles and ciphers, but we don't understand how she solved them except that they made a triangle. It feels like they're trying to mix together elements from Silence of the Lambs, from Seven, from Zodiac, and it honestly feels hard for me to follow specific details. Nicolas Cage is also in the movie wearing very unconvincing prosthetics. They should not have had him on screen much. When he's introduced, they only show his face for half a second. That's what they should have done. Keep him in the shadows, only show glimpses of him, because if you let the camera just stay on his face, he starts to look stupid. And you might think that it would be interesting to have Nicolas Cage playing a deranged weirdo. But everyone knows who Nick Cage is. We already expect him to be crazy in whatever movie he's in. So when he's doing his thing, you think, oh, that's a little creepy, this serial killer. Oh, there's Nicolas Cage, I know him. I can see zany old Nick Cage under all that makeup. The last movie where Nick Cage actually works might be Mandy from 2018. He's just going insane and it's pretty great. So maybe go watch that instead. In Longlegs, maybe they also don't realize how corny it sounds for a character to say, "Hail Satan." It's not intimidating, it's not spooky, it sounds very corny. Nick Cage says "Hail Satan" in a triumphant moment, and it sounds corny. The mother says it in a triumphant moment also, and it also sounds corny. You should just have them keep reading from the book of Revelation. That part worked much better. In the end, do they save the day? Not really. Kind of. They said that because Nick Cage's character is dead, now he's everywhere and he somehow wins? I don't know what that means. Did they stop the dolls? Are the dolls gonna keep possessing people? And why was the lady psychic? Like, the meaning of the movie is just "Hail Satan"? We're just wallowing in misery and tension? That's what you're gonna do? Everyone dies and evil wins? If you watch Longlegs, you're probably gonna be stressed out for an hour and a half. So if that's the film's goal, then good job. Wow, it's so subversive and cool. We threw a lot of ideas and filming techniques and Nicolas Cage into a blender, and then we just dumped it out on the sink. If you want to see a better film where Satan does win in the end, just go watch The Witch. Yeah, nobody wins in that film. It is generally unsettling, but it's a cautionary tale. It doesn't wallow in evil. A family leaves their community because they think they're better than everyone else, and the family just gets absolutely destroyed. Yeah, nobody wins, and hail Satan, but there's an actual lesson there. Just like the boy that cried wolf got eaten and he did not win, that story is still a good lesson. Longlegs gets a 4 or 5 out of 10. I don't really know what they were going for, and there was way too many ideas and connections that never really made sense by the end. Longlegs has some very good atmosphere, and the acting is fairly good. I mean, Nick Cage is kind of silly, but the story and the structure just kind of falls apart by the end.
I'll be waiting.
I also saw Maxxxine. This is the third and final film rounding off the Mia Goth horror trilogy directed by Ty West. And to be honest, Maxxxine is fairly underwhelming. Where X was more of an ensemble cast, but Mia Goth plays 2 characters in the film, and Pearl, where she carries the entire movie, perfectly coming off as an unhinged child, Maxxxine feels as if she has very little to do. This time it's a mystery villain, and that mystery villain is a cliched dark coat guy wearing black leather gloves. But oddly enough, you never feel like Maxxxine is in any real danger. She is being chased and threatened by Kevin Bacon, a private investigator, but he's just kind of a schmuck and not really scary. The soundtrack relies too heavily on cliche 80s hits that you hear in every film that's set in this era. Elizabeth Debicki is also in the film as Maxxine's director, and every scene they have together is the exact same and absolutely meaningless. Debicki will just say, "You have to be ruthless in this business. I had to become ruthless to survive. Can you become ruthless? Alright, cool, see you later." And then 20 minutes later, "You have to do whatever it takes. I had to do whatever was necessary. Get rid of anything in your path. Okay, I'll see you later." I thought she was going to have a larger role or more of a connection to the killings or something. I don't actually know why a lot of people are here. The story also does a pretty based Reddit atheism move, where at the beginning of the film, you hear all about these satanic cults, the 80s and people worshiping the devil, the satanic panic. The killer is even branding his victims with satanic pentagrams. But as it turns out, the killer, the bad guy, is a Christian. So yeah, actually the real bad guys are the closed-minded Christians. Got 'em. Devil worshippers? Maybe you should look at the real evil, Dad. It's the laziest subversion. It's the easiest kind of twist. Even Longlegs did the same kind of thing, where the kooky, overly religious mother, she turns out to be working for Satan and killing everyone. It's not difficult to write stories like that. There's not much imagination there. Maxxxine gets a 4 out of 10. It's not poorly made. It just feels hollow and very light compared to X or Pearl. So go look somewhere else for good horror films. There are better ones out there.